This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, new rules. The province moves to tighten up the sale of lobsters. Food bank changes. More university students are in need of assistance as volunteers try to keep up. And setting the table for hundreds looking for a Thanksgiving meal with all the fixings.
The Thanksgiving weekend is here. It will be unsettled. We've got scattered showers rolling in for Saturday with some very strong gusty winds. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. Illegal fishing is a growing problem in Nova Scotia. Now the provincial government is making a change it hopes will lead to a crackdown. It's introducing new license conditions for fish buyers and processors. The CBC's Michael Gorman has our top story.
Processing plants like this one can expect more inspections and increased audits of their records beginning in the new year. It's part of the province's effort to increase oversight on fish processors and buyers as new license conditions are introduced in January. Licenses are being moved to 2-year terms, and processors will be required to report the source location of fish and fish products entering their facility. Lobster buyers must provide locations and details about where they hold and handle product and report when and where they buy from another buyer. The province's fisheries minister says all of this is about cracking down on illegal activity.
I hope it's met with an understanding that at this juncture in time, it's what is needed from the department. We've said all along throughout this whole crisis of illegal fishing that we were going to do everything that we possibly could to be proactive in finding a solution.
This seafood industry rep says the changes could mean more legwork, but the ends should justify the means.
If the payoff is that we end up with a better regulated industry and a province that knows how to support the industry by having information on product flows, what's being bought and where it's going, that's really at the end of the day going to be a good thing.
Vascato and Smith both believe the new license conditions could help combat illegal fishing, but they say the situation also requires an enhanced effort from Ottawa to maximize improvements. Michael Gorman, CBC News, Halifax.
Ahead of next week's municipal election, Halifax is rolling out a new initiative to get unhoused people ready to vote. Outreach workers have been visiting homeless encampments and shelters to make sure the people living there know they have a right to vote and ensuring they have the documentation to do so. The navigators are providing letters that can be used as proof of address.
This specific program is about making sure that people know they have the right to vote, they can vote, and taking one of the barriers away that they perceive in participating in an election, which is, I don't have an address, I'm not welcome to vote, and that's not true. So it's about making sure they know that and then giving them some tools to help.
Chauvin says people living in all the designated and non-designated encampments will receive a letter to vote if they wish. The people who run food banks at universities across Nova Scotia are noticing more students turning to them for help each year. Some of the food banks have had to make a significant change to keep up with the rising demand. Selena Alders reports.
Last year, the Acadia University food cupboard served around 1,200 students. By the end of this school year, it'll be closer to 2,000, half of the student population. That's according to food coordinator Yaz Jawad.
I think the demand has increased a lot, and as grocery prices are on the rise and tuition rises every single year and rent prices are going up, it just makes sustaining yourself and sustaining buying groceries and other items really difficult.
In order to meet the need, he says they've had to place limits on certain items, get a fridge to offer more products, and even hire a full-time manager to oversee the operations. They've also recruited 52 student volunteers so the food bank can open 7 days a week.
While having a resource like this on campus or in any kind of post-secondary institution is great, it's really only a Band-Aid solution right now.
At Mount St. Vincent University in Halifax, its food bank manager has had to make similar changes. Deborah Goldberg says she too has had to start enforcing limits on some items. She also has to do a weekly grocery run to supplement contributions from Feed Nova Scotia.
Feed Nova Scotia the truck will come and restock for us on Fridays, and then the food is gone after a couple of hours.
Goldberg says making these changes has allowed her to reach 20% more students.
Yeah, this just allows us to stretch the dollars even further and just allow people to have more on their tables.
At St. FX in Antigonish, their food bank has had to reduce its hours because the food was running out, but they've managed to expand in other ways.
We now have a food preparation room so that we can package bulk items into individual sizes, and it's way easier for distribution. We've also expanded to different places across campus, so we have food not only in our resource center, because increasing access is a big thing for us.
The student leaders each know there's more to be done to reduce barriers to food on campus, but for now, they're doing their best to ensure their fellow students are well fed. Selena Alders, CBC News, Halifax.
Halifax Regional Police are looking for a person of interest after a homicide yesterday morning. Just before 10 a.m., officers responded to a well-being check at Quingate Place, where they found a dead woman. Police say the Nova Scotia Medical Examiner Service has ruled the death a homicide. Police say they are now looking for 41-year-old William Pinsky. He's described as being 5 foot 2 inches tall, weighing about 100 pounds. If you see him, do not approach him and call police. Ryan Snoddon with us now, and let's start with the Northern Lights because, man, they were spectacular last night.
And everybody's talking about it, no doubt about that, Tom. Let's start with some of the pictures that we did receive, and yeah, many of them looked just like this. Peter Steeper with this one, thank you so much for sharing. Barry Burgess, a beautiful shot here. Not only the reds, but the greens last night. And yeah, this picture from Diane Irwin in northern parts of the province, fantastic. And how about this one from Blue Rocks and David Moore? So again, the reds and the greens, we'll touch on that as well. But how do the auroras form? Common question today. Well, let's take a little deep dive. And again, the Earth's magnetic field is so important for keeping us protected from the sun's solar radiation. And yes, those charged protons and electrons that are emitted from the sun during a solar storm really come in towards Earth. But again, the Earth's magnetic field allows those particles, they kind of follow the Earth's magnetic field, and that's how they kind of wrap in and into the top of our atmosphere, and they enter the atmosphere through the poles, hence the northern lights and the southern lights. So how does that all equate here on the surface? Well, the electrons collide with various molecules in our atmosphere, and the result is, well, yeah, varying colors based on the height and the type of molecules that are hit. So the red auroras that we saw last night, those are about 200 kilometers aloft. Those are the energy from the sun colliding with the oxygen molecules. Blue auroras, a little more rare. The green auroras that we saw, again, oxygen molecules, but lower, 100 to 200 kilometers into the atmosphere. And then there's even some pink auroras, which are, again, quite rare. So last night, the KP index, which is an indicator, again, the higher the better, the higher the more likelihood that we'll see them. The KP index was, in and around 8 last night. Tonight, only around 5. So not quite as great a chance. Small chance, but there is certainly a small chance we could see them. But note the forecast does look pretty good this evening, Tom. So if you are out, look off to the north, right around on the horizon. That's our best chance of, at least a small chance of seeing them tonight.
Hoping for a repeat performance.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
The Cape Breton Regional Municipality is getting some help to clean up after natural disasters. The province has announced more than $160,000 in funding for CBRM developed a disaster debris management plan. That plan will help with cleanup and disposing of debris following climate change-related storms, wildfires, and flash floods. The money is coming from the Sustainable Communities Challenge Fund. The town of Lunenburg will be moving forward with the renaming of Cornwallis Street to Queen Street, despite numerous objections. This comes more than a year and a half after the town approved recommendations from its anti-racism committee. The street was named after Edward Cornwallis, who issued a scalping proclamation against the Mi'kmaq men, women, and children. Queen was initially chosen by council, but a motion this week to rescind the name and choose another name failed. During a meeting, Councillor Ed Halverson said Queen didn't align with the goals of reconciliation with Indigenous communities in the province. Residents of Eastern PEI had the chance to voice their frustrations over the beleaguered Northumberland Ferries service connecting the island to Nova Scotia. About 100 people packed into a room in Montague to talk about the ferry service. There hasn't been any since late last month. Both vessels are docked for repairs. Speakers talked about the importance of the ferry service to both provinces. Some are calling for compensation for those who have to spend more on gas to take the Confederation Bridge. Local MLA Corey Deagle says government has been in discussions about what could be done, including the possibility of reducing the toll.
Is the province putting together any sort of compensation package for these people that are affected by these ferry outages?
If you're going to have to drive the extra distance, do you have to pay the $50 or $55 now at the bridge, right? So I really don't know the answer. I don't want to stand here and lie to you and try and just make something up to make you feel good, but that's my honest response to it.
Deagle says the big issue is who is going to pay for it. Right now, the Surima is scheduled to be back in service by October the 19th, but it's on loan from Quebec and has to go back there on October the 26th. As for the Confederation, its repairs are not expected to be done until December the 9th, and the ferry season ends December 20th. Over 100 people enjoyed a hot Thanksgiving meal at Rock Church in Lower Sackville today. It was part of the annual Souls Harbor Rescue Mission Thanksgiving Turkey Dinner event, now in its 12th year. Meals were also served in Bridgewater, Truro, and Sydney mines. Vernon Ramasar spoke to Soul Harbor's Marnie Uke about this year's event.
I'm here with Marnie Uke, who's the Chief Program Officer for Souls Harbor Rescue Mission, and right now Thanksgiving dinner is being served here in Lower Sackville. Tell me about this program, and it's just one of many across the province, right?
Yeah, so this is one of our locations. We have 5 across Nova Scotia, and whenever there's a special day, we do a special fancy dinner, so anyone that doesn't have anything or has to go without doesn't have to. They can come here, they can have a hot special meal, they have friends, community, and we serve them right across Nova Scotia, and we'll serve 500 to 600 meals throughout this whole weekend. Yeah.
And this is not the first time Souls Harbor has been doing this.
No, we've been doing it for 12 years now, but we have 5 locations that are serving meals Monday to Friday. So it's a big deal, and it's making a huge impact in our province and the communities that we're in, and the people love it, and the volunteers that get to be a part of it. It's just another way to give back to the community you live in.
And what does this mean to the people who are here today? Have they got some feedback from them already?
They look forward to it, but a lot of them look forward to coming every day because we're just a piece of their life, in their daily life. They come here, they get their meal, they know they have a hot meal from Monday to Friday, without a doubt. We are open, and this is just something a little extra special that we do when a holiday comes around so that everybody feels the love. We try and send everybody home with a special gift, so today everyone's getting a warm pair of socks and a chocolate bar, just like a nice treat to go home with.
And I can see a lot of smiling faces and people there's a real sense of community here today.
Absolutely. We really get to know our guests. Because we see them day in, day out, you get to know them, you get to know what's happening in their lives, and when they're not here, we notice. And, we start talking have you seen so-and-so? Where's so-and-so? And, we're not happy until we see them again, Unless they've gone on and made, something different for themselves, then that's awesome.
And I find it interesting that Souls Harbor always refers to guests, as opposed to clients, for example, or other words that people use. And that is sort of key to how you regard the people that you help.
Yeah, they are our guests. They come in, they sit down, we serve them, we bring them everything, and they leave, just like they're coming to a restaurant, except there is no bill.
Okay, and has the demand for this been increasing year on year?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially over this last year with the cost of food rising and everything in our economy rising, we are seeing an increase across the province of people that just need a helping hand.
All right, and obviously this doesn't come cheap. I mean, it costs a lot of money to feed a lot of people.
It does. We have it to about $4.85 per meal, so we have a lot of amazing donors that support us on a monthly basis. Big organizations give us big donations, which makes a huge impact. Local firms, places just donating vegetables, food, it comes from everywhere, and together we make it work.
Marnie, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lots to enjoy this Thanksgiving weekend, including this beautiful view from Eller's house we're looking at now. Ryan will tell you what you can expect weather-wise for this festive weekend. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes. All right, it is a long weekend for a lot of people, and how nice is it to kick it off with a lovely Friday night? It is nice outside in Halifax tonight.
It certainly is, and across the province, a really nice evening, and yeah, again, fingers and toes crossed that maybe a glimpse of the northern lights because the cloud forecast is super favorable. So keep your eye in the sky, and again, if you can actually Google the 30-minute aurora forecast from the Space Weather Agency from NOAA. So you can have a look at that before you're heading out for your dog walk and give you a better idea.
NOAA.
Anyway.
Okay, make a note.
Yeah, so let's have a look at the picture right now. This is the live shot.
Sky looks nice there too, doesn't it?
White Point Beach. That is such a beautiful spot in the summer, but I know folks head down that way.
Sure they do, yeah.
You know, for this weekend, and of course, if you're lucky enough to live in that neck of the woods as well, beautiful, beautiful. You can see that temperatures right around that neck of the woods, 12, 13 degrees right now. Similar story for Halifax. We're into the single digits in Sydney, Port Hawkesbury, Ingonish Beach, 12 to 13 for most of the province right now. The winds, they are going to be a lot stronger tomorrow, but right now sustained in the 20, 30, even 40 range through Sydney, and 52 at Grand Etang and 50 at Westport, some of our breezier spots. And looking at the gusts, pretty much widespread 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. So it's been a breezy day as expected, but it is going to be cranking up a notch for tomorrow. And looking at some showers moving in across Cape Breton, Inverness and Victoria counties in particular. Overall, pretty quiet though for the rest of the province with a nice evening. So this low that's anchored over Newfoundland and Labrador is going to sit and spin all weekend long. This trough is going to be kind of pulled in and will again be swallowed up by this low, and eventually it will kick out to the east. But the next couple days we're going to be highly influenced by that low in terms of the winds and just keeping things rather unsettled. Tonight, temperatures are going to be in that 6 to 8 range. We'll see the winds from the west near 20 for the most part, gusting to 40, 50 kilometers per hour this evening, then easing. Winds becoming southwest overnight in through the southwest of the province, and we'll start to gust 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. We'll time out the winds in their entirety for the next couple days in just a sec. You can see there's the showers for Inverness wrapping up. Again, lovely evening. And then as we move into tomorrow, we're going to be seeing these showers moving into northern areas first and then extending that risk down towards the valley, Halifax, even down towards the South Shore. Slight risk, but the risk is there as well. But the further north and east you are, the more unsettled it will be tomorrow in terms of those showers. We are looking at temperatures 13 to 15 degrees for Cape Breton. The winds becoming northwest, gusting 60 to 70 into the afternoon. And more so for the evening for you folks. Winds are going to become gusting 60 to 70 for central Nova Scotia, including Halifax into the afternoon. Could see some coastal gusts approaching 80 here. Coastal Halifax and down the South Shore. And this is where we're looking at our greatest chance of seeing some gusts to 80 kilometers per hour, sustained near 50 tomorrow. So it is going to be breezy. Can't rule out some isolated power outages, given the trees are still loaded with leaves right now. And Shelburne, Yarmouth could see some gusts to 90 kilometers per hour tomorrow, as you will see here with the timing of this. So note the southwest winds tomorrow morning into the afternoon. This is the noon hour, and you can see things starting to pick up as that trough moves through. And then you can see how widespread the gusts are, 70, 80 here in through the south and west. Cape Breton into the action as well by the time we get to the afternoon. And then easing through Saturday evening. Now the outlook for Sunday, a lighter wind across the mainland, gusting to 40. Cape Breton, though, will remain pretty gusty on Sunday, gusting 50 to 60. And that's where we'll have a chance for an isolated shower there as well. The rest of the mainland looking pretty good. Temperatures 11, 12, 13 degrees for your Sunday. And yeah, as we move into Monday, we're watching our next system approaching, increasing the clouds through Sunday night, and maybe a bit of sun early Monday morning for Cape Breton. Here comes the next system. Southeast winds first, and then a southerly wind, and it's going to be pretty gusty Sunday night, or Monday night rather, as well. So wind kind of a factor right through the long weekend into next week. Some single-digit highs potentially Wednesday, Thursday. Tom.
Okay, a bit of a reality check, isn't it?
Yes, certainly is.
Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, today is International Day of the Girl. We'll tell you about a one-day exhibit showcasing portraits of history's great women.
To mark the International Day of the Girl, artist Jo Napier has a pop-up show here at the Prow Gallery in Halifax. And you've got some of your art behind you.
I do.
Tell me about the inspiration for this project.
It started small with my daughter. Years ago, I wanted to tell her about great women of Nova Scotia, and I realized after 10 years in a Halifax newsroom, I really didn't know any. So I was home, not working, and had a chance to research them. I researched them, I painted them, and large scale, I'm not sure why, but it was just wonderful to do that. And so I continued on as she grew, the project grew, and it became apparent to me that women in STEM were a really interesting subject for her and for her friends and for me. Slowly I had a realization that we don't know half our history, the female half. And it's just incredibly important for young girls and women to know that and to understand that they have a real sense of ownership in these fields.
So how do you decide who your subjects are going to be?
That's a good question. Well, I'll give you an example. Here's Gladys West. She came about because it was Black History Month, and I wanted to find a Black woman to paint, a Black woman of STEM. I didn't know anything about her. I saw a headline in an article, a Guardian piece, or Forbes, I think it was, that said, "We have Albert Einstein and Gladys West to thank for GPS." And I thought, really? So I got in touch with her daughter. Gladys is still living. Most of the women I paint have passed on. But it was her dynamic mapping, mathematical mapping of the Earth, primarily the oceans, that enabled, in large part, the creation of GPS.
So pretty important stuff.
Very cool.
Now, who's here?
This is Alice Augusta Ball, and she died at the age of 24 on New Year's Eve. But at 23, back when people were being hauled onto leper colonies, she was in Hawaii, where there was a leper colony, and she had a real gift for chemistry, and she came up with the first effective treatment for leprosy. Her credit for her discovery was unfortunately, taken by the head of the university, and it wasn't until the year 2000 that this was discovered. So we're honoring her late, but honoring her nonetheless.
And next to her?
This is Susan LaFlèche-Picot, and she's credited as being the first Indigenous woman to earn a medical degree.
And finally, who do we have here?
We have Rachel Carson at a young age, at 14, holding some lilacs. She grew up to be a brilliant writer who in 1962 wrote this book, Silent Spring, which warned against the use of pesticides, and she basically was the catalyst for the global environmental movement. Rachel Carson.
So once you have this show, it's only a couple of hours tonight.
It's a pop-up, yeah.
Where do the paintings go?
The paintings will go for a while back to my studio, but then some of them already have owners. So for instance, Lockheed Martin has commissioned a number of prints and portrait prints of great women of STEM for their offices across Canada. So I'll be heading down to UPS to get that moving.
So what is it like knowing that your pieces of art are going to be sort of examples to people in big corporations like that? How does that feel?
It feels great. It feels great partly because it shows respect for these women. It shows an embrace of diversity and inclusion in a really tangible way. So, you think about these concepts as sort of abstract things, like I'll go to a workshop or I'll go to a training session. But I think of these as tools that you can hang on your wall that speak to the real power of diversity and inclusion in traditionally male-dominated fields like engineering and math and ocean sciences. It turns out there's a whole world of women to discover and respect and honor that we just, men were the record keepers of history, so it's just the way it was. And it was just a little bit late in the game that the penny dropped and I realized, we don't know half our history. So that omission, I think, is a great opportunity to educate and inspire.
Well, thank you very much for the preview. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Amy.
Linda Carvery is a local award-winning singer and performer whose career has written roles both on and off the stage. That includes performing in choirs, headlining shows at the Metro Centre, and acting as a citizenship judge. Her latest project is Watch Over Me, a blend of story and song based on her life growing up in the North End of Halifax. It's being mounted at the Bus Stop Theatre this weekend. The CBC's Katie Jackson met up with Linda Carvery to talk about her life as a performer and her latest show.
I would simply describe myself as someone who really likes to sing. My name is Linda Carvery, born and raised in the north end of Halifax. Never moved, made an attempt one time, but changed my mind. I sing with the Nova Scotia Shabakto Community Choir, and I do a lot of solo work. Me and Holly Arsenault. Holly Arsenault plays piano for me. And getting ready to do a show at the Bus Stop Theatre called Watch Over Me. I talk a lot about growing up in this area, particularly on this street, Creighton Street.
I'm going to ask you about a favorite memory of performing.
When I was at the Metro Center, I was still working as a citizenship court judge. So we did the show in the evening. The next day, I'm doing a citizenship ceremony. One of the young men said to me, Judge, do you mind if I ask you a question? I said, not at all. He said, were you singing at the Metro Center with Charlie Acorn last night? I said, I thought I was in disguise. Oh, yeah. But he didn't know how to ask me, and he just couldn't believe it. No, this can't be the same person, who's doing this type of work. 1 minute, and then the next minute they're on stage singing a Sam Cooke song with Charlie Acorn. I'm doing a show, and then next thing you know, I'm asked to come back and do it again. I was quite overjoyed when Emmy wanted to do the play again. When people leave from seeing Watch Over Me, I would hope that they would feel a sense of, you know what, when things are not going so well, maybe you can find something to hang on to bring the joy back. I've always felt that music has that kind of power. Like, I don't know how we could survive in this world without music. I don't think I could. I believe I can soar, and that's about all that I know today.
Coming up, Florida faces the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. A massive rescue and recovery operation is underway. And covering the cost of prescription drugs, legislation to establish a national Pharmacare program becomes law. Welcome back. People in Florida are picking up the pieces again. The state has been slammed by 2 hurricanes in 2 weeks. Helene blasted ashore on September the 26th. Then Milton roared across Florida 2 days ago. Aaron Collins is on the east coast of the state, which was hit by both hurricanes and tornadoes.
Here in Fort Pierce in St. Lucie County, folks are picking up the pieces after Hurricane Milton. In this community along the Atlantic coast of Florida, like across much of the state, that means dealing with water. Lots and lots of water. This flooded intersection right behind me gives you a sense of what 2 hurricanes in 2 weeks can do to a place. The ground here so saturated with this water that it really has nowhere to go. So, St. Lucie County is on the other side of the state from where Milton made landfall. That's the part of the state that had storm surges and was hit with the worst of the Cat 3 hurricane force winds. It's a different story in this part of the state. Of course, people here had a lot of rain and wind from Milton, but much of the true damage here was actually caused by the tornadoes that hit. Across the state, there were well over 100 tornado warnings. That's a record. Officials say as many as 20 of those touched down, several right here in St. Lucie County where we are. Now, it's not unusual for tornadoes to hit in the wake of a hurricane, but what isn't clear yet is if more hit here or if they were more intense. We actually traveled to a retirement community about 20 minutes north of where we are now, and the destruction caused by tornadoes there, well, it was really quite striking. We saw a church with its roof torn off and several down power lines and flipped over semis along the way. But much worse than all of that damage was the loss of life. At least 5 people are believed to have lost their lives in that one community we visited alone from the hurricane that swept through there. So with all that in the background, folks here are trying to get back to normal. Cleanup efforts are beginning. Work is underway to restore power across the state. And of course, there are still some search and rescue efforts going on in flooded areas of the state like this, dealing with all of that water. Aaron Collins, CBC News, Fort Pierce, Florida.
The National Pharmacare bill has passed and become law. It will focus on providing free diabetes and birth control medications. But as Kate McKenna reports, there's still more steps before it actually takes effect.
For New Brunswick resident Roger Cook, diabetes is part of life.
Right now, my sugars are running a little high, and that's because that I just get done lunch.
He pays about $250 per month for medications. He's hoping soon that'll be one less thing to worry about.
I do have a young daughter, and this is going to help me focus with her educations and her needs.
This is a big deal and great news for many Canadians.
Canada's Pharmacare bill has now become law.
Folks, I'm actually very excited.
It was a condition of the now defunct deal between the Liberals and the NDP.
We have been able to achieve something New Democrats have fought for generations.
This iteration of Pharmacare would cover drugs for diabetics and contraception, billed as the first step in a broader Pharmacare program. But first, Ottawa must strike deals with provinces.
Now, we need the provinces and territories to come to the table and sign agreements with us.
Some provinces like Alberta, Ontario, and Quebec say they're not sold, saying healthcare is their jurisdiction. But Canada's health minister says he thinks he can get deals done by spring.
Can we not agree that everybody deserves the medication that they need?
Cook says he hopes politicians come together to find solutions.
I think it's very important because the diabetes the rates aren't going lower, cases are growing bigger, and the cost of everything is going up. And it's a shame that people have to substitute other things that are essentials for medicine.
But Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre doesn't support this Pharmacare law, saying it risks hurting private plans, costing a lot of money, and being mired in bureaucracy. Meaning even if the current government does negotiate deals with provinces, the future of this program is uncertain. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
Statistics Canada's September job numbers surprised economists today with an increase twice as large as that in August. It amounted to a gain of 47,000 jobs after 4 months of minimal change and no decrease in the unemployment rate. Analysts warn, though, that it may be just a temporary break in a long-term trend of slowing growth. And despite today's numbers, they still expect the Bank of Canada to cut its interest rate again. The Lebanese army says 2 of its soldiers were killed and 3 were injured in an Israeli airstrike near a checkpoint about 80 kilometers south of Beirut earlier today. And there was an overnight airstrike on the central part of the capital. Lebanese health officials say at least 22 people were killed with nearly 120 wounded. The targeting is a shift away from Beirut's southern suburbs, where Israel has focused nearly all of its operations in the capital in recent weeks. And for the second time in 2 days, UN peacekeepers in Lebanon have come under fire. Israeli forces hit the main base of the UN's peacekeeping mission. 2 Indonesian soldiers were injured. Israel says it was inadvertent and it is investigating. Yesterday, a UN watchtower was hit. A short meeting between Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Prime Minister of India does not appear to have helped thaw relations between the two countries. Things turned frosty following the killing of a Sikh activist in BC in 2022. The leaders are attending the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations Summit in Laos. Ashley Burke has the latest.
The Prime Minister says he had a brief exchange with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi at a summit in Laos. It's the second time he's come face-to-face with Modi since publicly accusing his government a year ago of involvement in the death of a Canadian Sikh activist in BC. Masked men gunned down Hardeep Singh Nijjar in 2023 outside a Sikh temple. 4 Indian nationals have been charged with his murder, and the high-profile case is before the court. Trudeau would only say this about his conversation with Modi.
The safety of Canadians and upholding the rule of law is one of the fundamental responsibilities of any Canadian government, and that's what I'll stay focused on.
Just yesterday, the Foreign Affairs Minister described Canada's relations with India as tense and very difficult. She testified at the public inquiry into foreign interference that she's put pressure on India to cooperate with Canada's investigation, but said that hasn't happened.
It's very difficult now, and we're asking for the collaboration of the Indian government because we want to make those who are involved in this murder accountable. And especially, we want to prevent any other murders occurring because the threat is there.
Trudeau says that threat is top of mind.
We are seeing troubling patterns of violence affecting Indo-Canadians right across the country over the past number of months. And this is an issue that I can assure you that we will continue to be very, very seized with.
India has denied the allegation it was involved in this killing and accused Canada of harboring extremists. Since then, the U.S. revealed it's also investigating its own allegations against India in connection to an assassination plot it stopped.
Our responsibility as a government to keep Canadians safe in their homes, in their communities, right across our country, remains one of the top preoccupations of this government.
Trudeau said Canada's law enforcement and national security agencies are deeply engaged on this issue. He's now heading back to Ottawa and is expected to testify at the public inquiry into foreign interference next week, where he could face more questions about threats from India. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Vientiane, Laos.
The Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to Nihon Hidankyo, a Japanese organization of atomic bomb survivors, for their efforts to disarm the world of nuclear weapons.
These historical witnesses have helped to generate and consolidate widespread opposition to nuclear weapons around the world by drawing on personal stories.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee lauded the work of the organization, saying they have dedicated their lives to the struggle for a nuclear-free world. It will receive $1 million as part of the prize. New Brunswick goes to the polls in 11 days. As in other places, healthcare is a top issue, and a key area of concern is problems in hospital emergency departments. Kayla Hounsell reports.
Ottawa residents Anne McCool and her husband Danny were drawn to the Maritimes.
I'll never not love the Maritimes, but it's certainly been colored by my experience in Moncton.
They were on the second day of vacation on a stopover in Sackville. Danny was having a lot of abdominal pain, but it was after operating hours at the ER there. McCool called 911. Paramedics brought her husband here to the Moncton Hospital, around 50 kilometers away.
He was getting sicker and sicker.
McCool says her husband was largely ignored for hours in the ER. He died the next day after an infection in his intestines.
They just made a decision that, you know, this guy has food poisoning. Why is she bothering us?
In a statement, the president and CEO of the health authority said, "I spoke with the family of the deceased to offer a sincere apology on behalf of our organization for the lack of communication and compassion they experienced." Healthcare is a major issue in the current New Brunswick election campaign. McCool has reached out to all of the main parties to share her experience here at the Moncton Hospital and urge them to use it to come up with solutions.
Some of the poll pledges concern healthcare.
This political scientist is tracking the party promises.
The Green Party originally was a party whose main mission was the defense of the environment. Now its number one priority is healthcare.
This should not have happened.
In 2022, 3 people died in New Brunswick ER waiting rooms.
I spend a lot of time in the emergency department when I'm on calls.
This surgeon is calling on the election winners to spend 48 hours in an ER.
New Brunswickers and Canadians are frustrated. And when they don't have access to the system via a family doctor or nurse practitioner, you're going to see overcrowded emergency rooms.
McCool supports his challenge.
If it's a crisis in New Brunswick, it's becoming a crisis everywhere.
She is urging Canadians to advocate for their loved ones if they're not getting the care they need. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Moncton.
Social media may not be the best source for specialized information, but it remains popular nonetheless. And now researchers are trying to determine the impact of its help videos in one very popular area, personal fitness. Jennifer Yoon reports.
Cameras and tripods between the weights. An influencer-friendly gym.
Me, when I was bigger.
For years, as she lost weight, this woman says she was an avid consumer of Fit Talk.
I would look at TikTok influencers in the fitness industry and kind of like feel like that's the kind of life I wanted to live.
Now she's the one posting, and fitness videos like hers get huge numbers of views.
Here's everything I got to eat today on bikini prep.
But researchers who analyzed some 200 TikTok videos from fitness influencers say 60% were misleading or harmful.
If you're not doing lymphatic massages every morning, this is why you're bloated.
They say 95% of those posting did not show relevant credentials.
The reason you have a pancake ass is because...
And they estimated about half the videos objectified specific body parts of both men and women.
On TikTok, you don't have to search hard for content. It just gets offered to you. And the tone and
framing often makes it feel like you have a personal connection with the poster.
It's almost like just another friend telling them rather than a random person on the TV or in a magazine.
The impact of these videos may not be clear, but a different survey published last year found that time spent with this kind of content really can influence how young people feel.
If you're not muscular like the images that you see, it's also been associated with body dissatisfaction because you're not meeting the ideal standards that you're seeing online.
But health tips online don't have to be negative. A team at Harvard University tried an experiment with mental health influencers, giving them information kits plus virtual and in-person training.
They do indeed take that information up and work it into the videos.
He thinks a similar model could work in fitness. For viewers, some common sense advice. Moderation and skepticism are key.
I kind of take everything with a grain of salt.
Even for the influencers themselves. Jennifer Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.
North American stock markets pushed higher today as strong earnings from some of the big U.S. banks painted a picture of an economy that is still humming along. Here's a look at how the markets did as we head to break. All right, we made it, Ryan. Long weekends
Yeah,
here.
it is.
Looking forward to it. You're working Monday, though, aren't you?
I am. Yeah.
Such a service guy. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's appreciated.
We do have a regional show on
Yeah, we do.
On Monday, so stay tuned.
Sorry about the reference to the long weekend.
It's all good. It's all good. It's good, definitely going to be a weekend where we have to keep our eye on the sky, and definitely be mindful of the wind tomorrow.
Right.
We'll get to that in a sec. You know, there were so many great pictures. I shared a few of the Northern Lights pictures earlier. I felt like we had to spread the wealth a little bit with another picture here. And this one, we're going to go to Gates Mountain and a beautiful morning shot.
Oh, it is beautiful, isn't it? Wow.
Sarah Chisholm, thank you so much. That low-level fog there, just beautiful sunrise shot. Thanks again, Sarah, for sharing Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. So tomorrow, the wind is going to be a big story. Southwest first, then northwest into the afternoon. Sustained 30, 40, 50 kilometers per hour. The strongest winds in the south and west. That's where we could see gusts 70, 80, even 90 kilometers per hour, especially Yarmouth, Shelburne. That's going to be our best chance in Digby of cracking 90, but pretty breezy. Keep that in mind if you're throwing a turkey in the oven tomorrow. Isolated outages potentially with those types of winds, given the trees, again, are still loaded with leaves. Lighter winds on Sunday, no danger for outages on Sunday with the turkey. It's going to be a great day. Still a bit breezy for Cape Breton, but gusting 50 to 60 on the coast there. And then for Monday, we do have some wet weather moving in. There again tomorrow, you can see those showers. Greatest chances are in the north and east. Just wanted to roll that out again because we are going to be looking at some sunshine in through the south and west. But again, those strongest winds there. Wet weather for Monday. And no doubt, Tom, the coldest air mass so far this season looking set for mid next week.
Here it comes. All right, thanks, Ryan. Well, a rare pastel work by Impressionist master Claude Monet has been returned to descendants of its rightful owners more than 80 years after it was stolen by the Nazis. A Jewish couple stored it in a warehouse to be sent to them after they were forced to flee Austria by the Nazi annexation in 1938. But the Monet and their other artworks were seized by the Gestapo and vanished.
The couple's granddaughters were reunited with the missing Monet this week after the people who bought it at an exhibit in 2016 realized it was listed by the FBI and returned it. The 18 by 28 centimeter pastel called Bord de Mer dates back to 1865 and features a scene from France's Normandy shoreline.
It is a beauty for sure. That's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Have a great weekend.